SSEKUKKULU. Now we're left with a couple of like 2 weeks and some few days, or perhaps 2 weeks to Christmas, which is SSEKUKKULU in Uganda, and that is a movie that is premiering today at Acacia Mall. Now, luckily enough, every single Friday we get into the entertainment sector, and we have a handsome guest in studios with me to look straight into the movie sector of Uganda. I'm joined by Mr. Douglas Byaruhanga. He's an actor, he's a writer, and a producer. All those three things at his young age. It is interesting to have him join me in studios today. And for SSEKUKKULU, you're going to see that the face you saw in that trailer is the face I'm with in studios. Glad to have you, Douglas.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome to FUFA TV.
I'm glad to be here.
We hope you had a great journey.
Yeah.
Heading here, you didn't get lost. Kampala Jam, SSEKUKKULU.
No, this place is so easy to locate. The moment you land here, you see a blue house and you know you've landed.
And the traffic jam, you know we are in festive season.
The jam, Ginger Road. I come from those ends of Chirika. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the movie is called SSEKUKKULU. But before we get to the movie itself, someone would like to know, who is Douglas?
Well, Douglas is a Ugandan, a writer, a producer, and an actor. I'm basically a filmmaker. Okay, an all-round creative, because I also tap into music, I tap into poetry. Yeah, that's Douglas.
So you write songs as well?
Yes.
How many songs have you written so far?
I have written a number of songs. I've been a writer since I was young. So I've written a number of songs. I think I have more songs than movies.
More songs.
Yes.
So have you written for some popular musicians that we have out there in Uganda?
Yeah, I've written, but they haven't released them yet. When they do.
So which musicians have you worked with?
When the songs come out, you'll know. I can't really reveal. What if they don't let out the songs?
No, it's just, even if they don't let out the song, but we want to know who in specific. You would say, I've worked with Bebe Cool sometime, I've worked with Eddie Kenzo, I've worked with Shiba, but...
I could have written a song for those you've mentioned. Yeah. Yes. Nah, until the songs come out, that's when it will be.
All right, so let us first look at the movie SSEKUKKULU, the trailer that we just watched there. You are an actor in this.
Yeah,
knowing that you are a producer, you're a writer, but this time around you decided to act in this movie. Now, which role did you play in this movie, and what character was that person in SSEKUKKULU?
Well, I play an interesting role in SSEKUKKULU. I act as JOFF. The guy is called JOFF. He's this protective brother, you know, protective brother he has a sister, and he's very protective of the sister. Like, you just don't, like, I have friends and I don't want my friends to vibe my sister. Yeah, there's this best friend of mine, and I'm really worried that he doesn't have to be in a relationship with my sister. My sister has a boyfriend who usually comes from Kampala every year for Christmas. So this boyfriend, they meet only once a year, and that is during the Christmas time. Yeah. So I have this best friend of mine in the village who wants my sister as well. And I'm worried. I'm like, if this guy gets my sister and he hurts her, our friendship is going to die. Yeah. So in the movie, you'll see what I do to this guy.
To the guy?
Yeah.
Well, why is it that you don't want your friends to be in relationship with your sisters? It's a common habit for so many brothers. They wouldn't want their sisters. Because
you love your friend and you love your sister.
Okay.
So it's going to create a conflict if these two happen to date, and then, especially the friend, if you hurt my sister, I'll feel bad.
The relationships are hard. They have ups and downs. Of course, it will hurt, but they'll forgive each other.
They'll forgive each other, but you know, you could, you know how relationships be. So you could hurt each other and forgive each other when our friendship has died on the first time you hurt my sister.
All right, so SSEKUKKULU itself, now getting to know the kind of role you're playing in the movie, when you look at itself, what is it about? Is it basically SSEKUKKULU, as you've mentioned, as a festive season? Because now I'm getting a story of a brother who's protective. So I want to know SSEKUKKULU itself in details.
Well, SSEKUKKULU is a celebration of our own local Christmas here. You remember back in the day how we used to celebrate Christmas. I don't know if it's the same until today, but back in the day, Christmas used to bring together all the relatives to the village. That's why you see, even until today, people are moving back to the villages for Christmas. I don't know if people are moving back today.
At a lesser percentage.
But back in the day, everyone would be back and you celebrate Christmas together. And that would bring back even older conflicts, you know. You see, you've seen something about a land conflict here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen relationship drama, like, you know, village relationships and everything. So this is a time whereby the whole family comes back together and they celebrate together. Yeah, how it used to be, the celebration, but it isn't just celebration. Yeah, the African way. Sometimes you find that these brothers who had their problems from childhood, and you know, they rekindle that during the Christmas time. And
once they settle to feast, they bring back the fights.
Yeah, they bring back the fights. You can see the mama there, she's trying to like calm them down. Yeah, like, let's celebrate, let's enjoy. It's Christmas time. Yeah, it's a really enjoyable movie. Like, this is a film that everyone is going to relate to. Yeah, especially people who have had this experience of the village Christmas.
And then those that haven't.
Those that haven't are going to enjoy, because they're going to be seeing something new that they haven't seen before. And it's not just something new, it's something that has been common. It's like a culture here to celebrate Christmas together as relatives, extended.
Yeah, it was interesting for me to see in this trailer the form of Christmas tree that we used to have back in the days, and it is not the new ones that we have of late. But SSEKUKKULU is interesting. Today at Akasha Mall, we shall get into the details of that as we continue this conversation. But as someone would like to know, you as Douglas, when did you get this motivation? When did you get the zeal now to get into acting? You could become a football player, but you chose acting.
Yeah. What I love to say is that acting chose me. Yeah,
acting chose you.
Yes, because I wanted to be other things. Trust me. Yeah, I wanted to be other things. When I recently made a post after my movie premiere, and I was shocked about the journey, the transformation that I've had from my childhood. Looking back at how this life called me into it. When I was in P2, I wrote like when I was in P2, I wanted to become a pilot.
Okay.
Yeah, until I got to P3 and I wrote my first song. Yeah, when I wrote that song, there's a way it inspired me. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed writing that song, and I enjoyed the song. When I sing it today, I laugh. But during that time, it was the best thing I'd ever written.
Just right there. We are going to take a commercial break, but then when we do get back, we want you to sing this song that you're talking about, so that we could see, should we laugh or...
No, I don't have to do that. Oh my
what should we be coming up with? But we take a commercial break, and when we get back, Douglas will give us that first song that he wrote in primary 3. Welcome back from that commercial break, and we still continue with the breakfast on FUFA TV, the home of Ugandan sport. It's a Friday, and remember, we are giving out a special present for our teaser this morning. For those that have been watching the breakfast for a long amount of time, until now you still watch us. Actually, even today, you are watching the breakfast. What is that one moment that we talk about the most on the breakfast show? Head out to Twitter, now X, FUFA TV1 is where the teaser is put, and use the comment section to give us what you think the answer is. And as well, you can use that number on your screen and send in a text message. Attach your name and your answer, maybe where you are watching us from, so that we know who is talking to us and where you are calling, where you're texting in from. So that teaser, I'm the most talked about moment on the breakfast show. What am I? I'm the most talked about moment on the breakfast show. Head out to Twitter and give us what you think the answer to today's teaser is, as we continue with the breakfast. Later on, we shall be diving straight into that to check if there are any engagements. If not, we carry it on and keep our jersey until we get the lucky winner. But then we continue with our conversation this morning, and I'm still with Douglas Byaruhanga. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a producer, all in the film industry, and we are getting to know his journey. We shared with you a trailer earlier on, SSEKUKKULU, which is premiering today at Akasha Mall, so you could spare time and pass there. As we are giving you plots this weekend, you could spare time today as well and go and enjoy this SSEKUKKULU movie for that of Christmas tradition maybe that you would have forgotten. If you have taken time without spending Christmas with your family, this is the time that you could get that moment. So before we went for the break, he gave us a hint that he wrote his first song in primary 3. You can imagine the calling came in and God said, "Thy you shall write a song in primary 3." And he promised to give us a simple a cappella of that song that you wrote in primary 3. So we are back.
Well, yeah, I've been telling you how embarrassing the song is for that time, because I was just in P3, and I think I was inspired a lot by by the music of Mose and radio.
Okay.
I used to listen to their songs a lot. I don't remember the song they had that time, which was, because that time is 2008.
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Is it a love song?
It's a love song. So I had this girl in my P3 that I really admired. Yeah.
P3? Okay,
Yes,
we are
P3,
listening.
yes. Wish I could say her name, but I won't. Yeah, I still remember her name. And the song would go like, I love you, my sweet darling. I need you, my honey. I love you, my sweet darling. I need you, my honey. Like, many boys love you, and me, I love you. Okay. So that's the song, that's the flow. I love you, my sweet darling. I need you, my honey. Like that. So I sang the song. She never got to hear it. Yeah, she never got to hear it. I would sing it at home, and I'm like, this song is hers.
Then why did you sing it to her? Because it was hers.
She inspired it. She inspired it, and I.
So are you still in contact with her?
No, she's a married woman.
Primary is primary. We got day. All right, so we're moving to primary 3. You wrote your first song, and then we are transitioning from there. We want to go to secondary, higher, A level, then we go to university to get to see when do you start acting.
So when I wrote that first song, I didn't stop writing. Yeah. I had a brother actually in my childhood who was so much into the arts. Yeah, he loved Eddie Kenzo so much. He wanted to be like Eddie Kenzo. I used to dress like him. So he was part of my inspiration as well. So me and him, we teamed up and we started this thing of writing music and wanting to be artists when we were still very young. And yeah, we move on. I didn't stop writing. Like, I'm the one who used to write the music, and then we play around, you know. Yeah, we didn't get to do an official song until I was in senior 3. That is when we did our first song with him, and yeah, we went to studio professional and did that song. Actually, we became serious, and you know.
So is he still
we became
serious
serious
with
with
his
the playing.
music?
No, he stopped, but I continued because to me I enjoyed doing this, especially the writing, and it's the writing that always inspired everything, and it's what inspired even the acting, I guess. Yeah. But the acting was there anyway. The writing inspired the producing. Yeah. So in senior 4, there was an acting group I come from Fort Portal. There was an acting group. I don't know, I'm forgetting the name. I wanted to join that group.
So even when you were in school, let me say primary, because you mentioned you come from Fort Portal. You studied in Fort Portal.
Yeah.
Which schools were those?
I was at Kinyamaska, St. Mary's, Kinyamaska, and I was later at St. Jude Primary School. That is where I completed my P7. And then senior 1, I was. So now when I came to Kampala, I joined St. Lawrence Academy Schools and Colleges. I was at London College campus, and I think in my senior 2, senior 1, I wanted to join the band. Then senior 2, I successfully joined the band of London College. And then I was later at CC, and at CC, I also continued singing there. And then I think I left CC on the second term. I didn't return for second time, and there for first time only. Then during that second time is when I made my first song. Yeah. And then yeah, I continued writing. Then getting into the film industry, like fully. The first attempt was not successful when I wanted to join a group at home. Yeah, an acting group. I didn't join successfully because the rates were high. You know, I couldn't afford that time. And after my senior 6 is when I come to Kampala. I come for an audition. Yeah, come for an audition. It was a theater production, Romeo and Juliet. I remember. Was it the Nawisas who were auditioning? I remember that's the first audition I attended. It was a Romeo and Juliet thing, a theater production, and when I come for that audition, I fail. Yeah, I fail at that audition. I spent the night cramming things, and then I get to the audition, and I say the first few lines and forget everything.
Were you scared, afraid? What happened?
Yeah, I was less confident, I should say. Yeah, because if I had been confident, I would have matched that audition. Yeah. So I failed at that audition, but then I was writing music, not actually movies. Yeah, I was writing music, and I also wanted to write novels and stuff. So my sister was already into writing, yeah, and I was living with her during that time. And so I gave it a try to write a film, and she literally taught me how to structure and everything, how to structure a movie and stuff. And then I wrote my first script, and I liked it. So when I read the first script and I like it, that's where the inspiration starts. Now I want to write more. I wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote until I realized that the things were becoming too much, and I wanted to do them. Yeah, I wanted now to produce them, because it's hard. In Uganda, I think by the time I started writing, that is 2019, it was hard to like get your work pitched, especially for someone like me, to pitch your work and they do it.
They appreciate it even.
Yeah, they appreciate it and do it. So I wanted to do it myself. No, my sister kept telling me, we shall do, we shall do, we shall do, we shall do. Yeah, and yeah. So when I go to campus and all, like I was at UCU, Ugandan Christmas University, I'm into film, into acting. I think by that time I'd gotten a few starting points with Choto Media Group. We had done a few short films as starters. Yeah, like in this industry, like for someone who wants to join, it's easier to start with acting groups. I think that's why you get an opportunity to actually feature in a movie, even if it's not big. It's you can do an extra role. You can do a role with like 2 lines, 3 lines. That's where I started with Choto Media Group, and they gave me a few slots in those starting movies that they made for the starting filmmakers. They had a mentorship program, and that's where there were a number of us who joined during that time.
Yeah,
the mentorship program, and we did those short films together. That was the starting point. Yeah, that was the mentorship point. Like, and then later I get a YouTube series that I did, and that is what actually developed my confidence and everything in the acting thing. Yeah, because I'd lost hope. Like, you'd go for every audition and you fail. Yeah, auditions need a lot of confidence.
How many auditions did you fail in the journey of getting where you are?
I think I failed like 15 auditions. 10 are enough for you to give up.
But it didn't stop you from pursuing with what you want.
No, you realize why you're failing. When you realize why you're failing, you have to train that. For me, I was failing auditions, not because I can't act, not because I'm not really good or anything. It was because of confidence. Yeah, you'd reach people and you freak out. Yeah, you kind of be like, well, they have, like things like that. Will they appreciate what they do? So all those things, when your head is piled up with a lot of fear like that, you become less confident with the act that you have to put on for them to appreciate you.
Right. So how many years are we now talking about of you being in the creative industry?
Being in the creative industry, it's a long time. Being in the film industry, yeah, being in the film industry, 5 years now.
When we talk about creative, you're counting around 20?
I'm 10, counting 15? From 2008.
From primary 3.
From primary 3.
Anyways, it's interesting to know. But so for the 5 years that you've been in the film industry, specifically Ugandan film industry, first of all, how many movies have you written, produced, and acted in?
Well, the movies I've written, many. Yeah. I have many scripts that I've not yet produced, but the movies that I've done, I think one thing that I had to attempt was a web series. Like, you know, I had a number of scripts piled up, and that is what actually introduced me into producing. I did a web series on YouTube. It's called Guys. Yeah, a web series. I wanted that. Like, it was a short script, like short episodes. Like each episode is like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's what I basically started with before I had my first feature film, which is Your Turn. Your Turn premiered 2 weeks ago at Century Cinema Acacia. Yeah, and yeah, it was my first big project that I did, that I produced. Yeah, I wrote it and produced it with someone, with assistance of an executive producer who came on board. Like, this person came through, they were looking for a writer, and actually through a WhatsApp group, they were looking for a writer, and then I contact them, I pitch my stories to them, the things that I have, and then they tell me they want something specific. Yeah, something specific. Your Turn is a movie about a romance gone bad kind of situation. It's a tit-for-tat game, Your Turn. Like, it has this thing to do with nudes coming out, you know. It was a common story that time, the time we read the script. I don't know whose nudes had come out, and she's like, why don't we make a movie about that? It's what I want to do. So I wrote a script in that angle, yeah, and it has a lot of things things to do with mental health, cyberbullying, sexual exploitation, you know, all the things to do with why something like that would happen. Yeah. So that's the movie, Your Turn. It premiered at Century Cinemax 2 weeks ago, and it will be showing again through next year in many avenues that we're looking at. Yeah.
So how is Uganda's film industry? We want to develop it. If we want to rate it, how far have we reached? If we have reached somewhere, then what more do we need to reach where we want to be?
Right now, right now, I have to say all the Ugandan film industry needs is the support of the people. Yeah, because we are somewhere. The Ugandan film industry is somewhere, like compared to when I came in. 2020, we had many advancements come in. For example, DSTV came through with the first channel, which was Power Magic TV, and now there are 3 Power Magic channels in Uganda. We are good, like on air. We have a number of series on air on the Power Magic channels. There came also Makula TV and a number of like TV. But what is really beneficial in this industry is this thing. What is happening today for SSEKUKKULU is what benefits this industry. It's where the filmmaker really gains a lot of money. That is the premieres and screenings in cinema. That's why we're calling upon people like to come through and watch these movies. It's a different experience. You know, watching a movie on your TV at home is okay, but watching a movie in cinema is different. Yeah, that is why we call upon people to come and start experiencing our movies like that in cinema, because our quality has actually grown. You can see from SSEKUKKULU here how it looks like, and you could have seen also from Your Turn. You could have seen from a number of movies like The Girl in the Yellow Jumper. You could have seen, there are movies that you'll never know because they never come out even in cinema, because Ugandans don't show up in cinemas.
Why don't they show up in cinemas?
I think the problem is our marketing, you know? Yeah, but today you can come and experience something different actually, because SSEKUKKULU has been heavily marketed, and I believe there's going to be a lot of people at the cinema. So usually marketing requires a lot of money, and that money never comes back. Yeah, you might find yourself you need about 100 million to market a movie fully for all people to show up. You've seen how musicians do their thing. So even a movie is like that. You have to market it like that. So if you market it like that, it means you have to make that money back. So if people, first of all, that money is not even there for marketing a movie like that. Yeah, we don't have a lot of sponsors coming on board like for movies. I remember one time when I was in the process of marketing my movie, I went to, where did I go? Did I go to Coca-Cola? And they told me, no, we don't support film. We are more into music and food. Yeah, so we need more sponsors like coming aboard and trusting the process, like, you know. I believe so the media also should give us a lot of attention. Like, they should look out for the kinds of success that will attract these people. For example, if there's a movie that has happened and a number of people showed up, let us be publicized also, like the way they do with the music industry. Publicize it and make people know that, well, there are big numbers showing up for movies now, so that the next time we're looking for sponsors, they can see from that, or maybe they have already seen and they know. So we need a lot of hype for people to know that the industry is now somewhere. At least back in the day, it was things to do with quality and what, but right now, the quality is top notch. We have good stories to tell, relatable stories to tell, good acting, yeah. And the movies generally, it's a good experience. I would love like for those who haven't yet got tickets for SSEKUKKULU, you get tickets and come and experience this movie in cinema. It's going to inspire you. You'll want to come back and watch another Ugandan movie. Yeah. Okay, as a person who has watched Ugandan movies, I must say they're interesting and where the film industry is heading at the moment. And as he has mentioned, he's calling out a couple of sponsors to now as well invest in the film industry, not restrict to music, food, and all certain things. I think I've seen certain businesses that are more into film, other hotels, because they use film to advertise. Maybe they use them as homes.
But then we
Adverts,
need,
maybe?
but then we need more people to come on board. Now, as we summarize this conversation earlier on, the city dweller was talking about how he has children that want to get into acting, and he wants to know the dynamics around. Now, we have a lot of vacists at home that as well haven't discovered themselves, or even holiday makers, and they could want to know how do they get to find out that now this is my talent, this is my calling, maybe it is acting, and not to give up just like you did 15 times failing, but you kept going. What is the secret behind that motivation?
Well, first things first, the first thing in this movie industry, I don't know, with anything that you love is passion. Do you really love it? How far would you go for it? Yeah. So, and then the next step is I think discovering our weaknesses. Yeah, you discover where you're weak. If you feel you love this thing, where are you weak? Because that's the part that you need to groom for you to really enjoy it. Now, for example, for me in my start, in my beginning, it was actually hard for me to notice that my problem was confidence. Yeah, I didn't have the confidence to, like, you know, stand and make a presentation strongly without having all these fears in my head. I'm like oh, whatever can be running in your head. Yeah. So that was the problem, my confidence. So when I was groomed in confidence, that is through mentorship, like, you know, mentorship that I wasn't even prepared for, you know, and like I didn't expect it. I didn't hope that it would be that would help me. It was just this lady who trusted me with her project. She's called Salma Baines. She trusted me with her project as a starting actor. She just liked the person when she met me. She hadn't met me. She saw my pictures first, then she met me, and she's like, "You're going to do this part. You're going to do this part." Like she trusted me for a role in her web series. It's a YouTube series called Mothers, and she was like, I think when she was writing, she saw someone like me, and when she saw my picture, she looked for me. She got me easily, and then she groomed me to do that part. So when she groomed me with that mentorship and everything, I grew to believe, because I'd already lost hope. Something like I'd already lost hope, and I'm like, maybe acting is not my thing. Let me focus on writing and stuff like that. So anyway, what I would tell the city dweller or anyone there who has a child who is passionate about acting, try them. First, try this child. The first logical step that I think everyone should take is taking them to auditions. Yeah, there are always audition calls that come out when they're looking for actors. These audition calls, that's what I'm telling you, like, we need a bit of publicity. Yeah. Like, you know, when an audition call comes out, they should talk about it maybe on TV for many people to know. But when you come to TV wants money, and the money you don't have. Yeah, you pay
for the free air.
But you find that most of these things, you find a show maybe like this one that talks about movies and stuff. If they find something by themselves, they talk about it. But the moment you bring something to them, you have to pay. That's where the problem comes. So I don't know. Auditions are usually for free. So those are things that can easily be talked about. You're not marketing a movie, you're not doing what. So most people have children, and actually most people talk to me. For example, my friends know that I'm in film and everything. So they talk to me, they ask me questions, because they don't get this news. Like when an audition comes out, if you're not in a film circle, you will not know about it. Yeah. So, but what I would like advise parents and anyone out there who wants their child to be in acting, let them try to take the kids to auditions first, and see their ability with auditions. Because some kids can be really good. Can be really good at auditions, and you really don't have to do much. But if your kid fails at auditions and they really want this thing, then that's when you will have to consider an acting group, a film training group, a film school, anything that works. Yeah, acting groups are good. They're more practical. Like you get to do projects, you get to see people working, you get to do what. Like these are active production companies that actually do this. You've seen groups like Aromatic Production. Yeah, you've seen, those are acting groups. Like they groom people somehow in the acting thing. And you've seen, but joining acting groups, actually you have to pay money. That's the difference. And going for auditions is free. That is why I would prefer someone going for an audition first. If you realize that, oh, you have a weakness, you're not good at auditions, then that means you need training. If you love this thing, accept the training, pay for it, invest in it, and you'll be good with time. Me, I was lucky to get this service for free, like but I'll pay for it. I believe that if this thing works for me, I'll have to really appreciate this woman, because yeah, I had given up on this thing. Yeah, she brought me back, and now I'm where I am because of her mentorship. Like, trusting me with that project gave me confidence, and I grew with time, being with them and everything. So that's what I would advise any parent to do. Take the child. I don't know how you'll know about this audition. As a parent, a movie audition happening, maybe they usually happen at National Theatre. They usually happen in these production houses, where these production houses are stationed, like where they are located. Like, you have to go there, try out the child. If they're looking, they usually put the age. We need children from this age to this age. We need what from this. So for them, they publicize. They put on Facebook. They put anywhere. It reaches you. Yeah,
You use the opportunity.
You use the opportunity, but.
Right, parents as well support your children in this journey, because if you don't support them, then you'll be doing a disservice to them. So as we are summarizing and closing it up, as you mentioned earlier, the premiere of SSEKUKKULU is happening today at Acacia Mall. So would you briefly remind us the time zones at which someone could watch SSEKUKKULU at Acacia Mall? Well,
SSEKUKKULU is today 5 p.m. It's a red carpet thing, you know. Yeah, the actors are going to be there like as early as 5 p.m. to, like, you know, looking smart and all. We're going to first be at the rooftop with cocktails and whatever, like trying to catch up, greet each other, talk, chat. And by I think 7, we shall be inside the cinema. We shall be up at the rooftop, taking pictures and stuff, the backdrop and whatever. And by 7, we shall be inside the cinema, and at exactly 7:15, the movie will start. SSEKUKKULU is 2 hours long, and it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm telling you, you'll not blink a minute. You'll enjoy. You will laugh. Some moments will make you cry, and you know, yeah.
How much are the tickets?
Yeah, the tickets are 50,000. Tickets are 50,000.
All right. Yeah. So today, make sure by 5 p.m. you are at Acacia Mall. Purchase the ticket at 50,000. There's no means of buying it online?
There is an online link, but right now I guess someone has to get tickets. The best way is to get them at the box office. They're there at Acacia Mall. Yeah, at the box office, Acacia Mall. Century Cinemax. You go Acacia Mall, you look for Century Cinemax, it's there. Then you look for the box office, it's right there. You go purchase your ticket, and then you come.
All right, go on and enjoy SSEKUKKULU this wonderful evening, and you'll be able to get to learn the Christmas traditions, or the Ugandan way. That is SSEKUKKULU for you, and that is what it is going to portray. If you didn't know the Ugandan style of Christmas, take this opportunity. If you want to remember that style as well, use this opportunity to go out there and watch SSEKUKKULU. Now, for today's teaser that we post out there, unfortunately, no one has yet got the correct answer to this, and we shall forward it to the next day. The person that had a trial obviously had something different that he had to post on there on Twitter. So we continue with this teaser as well for next Friday, and we see who will be the lucky winner of the customized Uganda Queen's jersey. But keep engaging and keep sending those messages, attach the name, and you know who exactly we are talking to. So we thank you for being with us on the breakfast today. Obviously, we shall return on Monday, and I was with Mr. Douglas Byaruhanga this particular morning, dissecting the film industry, his journey, and where he is at the moment, and the movie SSEKUKKULU, and we hope it is interesting for him to be here. Now, before I let him go, you're in a sports TV. Which football team do you support?
I'm a Man U fan.
Man U. Now, how about Ugandan?
Ugandan, I think I love KCCA.
You're thinking?
Yes.
This is not a valid answer. You're thinking?
Yeah.
Ned, I've refused this. But anyways, he supports KCCA. The European, he's going for Manchester United. We thank you for being with us on The Breakfast today. Catch us on Monday, same time. Coming up next is Star Select with Preciprona, and later on, Spotlight will be coming